Welcome. This is Micah Fairchild, Editor-in-Chief of PayrollLab.com. We're going to be talking about Kronos' payroll strengths and weaknesses today. And joining us is my colleague, Chuck Schaefer, CEO of Vantiv Media. Welcome, Chuck. Everything all right in your neck of the woods?
Everything here is good, and thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Okay, Chuck. So our topic of conversation today centers on Kronos' payroll capabilities. Now, you and I had a chance to talk about this solution a while back when we reviewed the top 10 payroll software offerings. But other than the areas we highlighted, for example, rapid deployment, reduced learning curves, the fact that this solution is tightly integrated with the company's Workforce Central package, what positive areas of the Kronos payroll offering jump out at you that you think need some additional airtime?
Well, I'd say first that an aspect of Kronos that may be very appealing to multinational businesses is their global presence. Kronos has offices in North America, Western Europe, Australia, and some of the BRIC countries. Also, Kronos' strategic focus on vertical markets further complements its positioning for geographic expansion. Having firmly established itself in the North American, UK, and Australian marketplaces, Kronos is now looking toward the emerging markets of India and China with ample prospects for upselling and cross-selling into its sizable customer base.
Excellent way for us to start this conversation off, Chuck. There aren't many vendors out there that can lay claim to the bragging rights that they have at least 30 million employees around the world that are using their products. But Kronos' Workforce Central software, which is where payroll resides, that's a bit of an enigma when it comes to international support, from my opinion. You've got multi-currency management, sure, multiple languages, localization capabilities, including regulatory compliance. They're available for numerous countries. But when you take a comprehensive vantage point on the system highlights, not all applications share the same functionality breadth. Specifically, near as I can tell, the Workforce HR module is only available in English, and the same goes for Workforce Payroll. On the other hand, Workforce Central Time and Attendance, that's available in a host of languages, like English, French Canadian, Spanish, Simplified Chinese, German, Dutch. The list just goes on and on. But what's particularly significant about this, in my opinion, is that Kronos has largely been seen as only a workforce management and time attendance vendor in the past. And that's a designation that I know they're anxious to shake, but not building out global capabilities for all of their solutions and actually reinforce this point.
You're absolutely right about reinforcing their typecast role as being a time clock company, which is really unfortunate given the fact that Kronos software offerings go so far beyond time and attendance. And after 30 years in business, the company is seen as second only to Microsoft in terms of its record growth and profitability as a public company in the enterprise software space. In large part, this is due to their growth by acquisition over the years, which has focused on gaining more than 60 industry-specific software solutions. And two of these purchases are notable to me for their clear indication that Kronos is looking to expand beyond time clocks. With the Cost Systems Group and Unicrew, companies whose strategic areas of focus are on analytics and talent management. And the company's own Clay Ritchie says that for Kronos, the future is about products that enable a just-in-time workforce perfectly aligned with the demand for products or services, and that includes the payroll side of managing that workforce.
Absolutely. And in partnership with that alignment you just mentioned, when it comes to innovation, they're right up there with some of the top companies in the world, especially with regard to self-service functionalities. For instance, Workforce Payroll offers self-service functionality that allows employees to access and manage their own payroll information. And that includes pay stubs, changes to direct deposit elections, alteration to W-4s, and W-2 duplication printing. But it also enables managers to quickly and easily retrieve information on their direct reports. And it even includes these interactive views of direct reports payroll data and compensation reports that have historical salary information. And I'd say, aside from the inherent improvement and preservation of data accuracy that these self-service capabilities provide, the reduction in the number of queries from employees and managers, as well as the paperwork and manual processes, that nets an equally impressive alleviation in the administrative burden on payroll staff.
Those are good points. Self-service is clearly a Kronos strength, especially manager self-service. Not that long ago, Gartner's Thomas Otter talked about the fact that usability has been a major stumbling block to manager self-service adoption, and that's something that Kronos has worked hard to perfect for its workforce management constituents. The key is to roll out functionality that is both intuitive and useful, and Kronos has done a good job. Even IDC's Lisa Rowan has singled out the Kronos HR and payroll solution for that reason, saying it's easy to use and helps guide users to the appropriate resolutions. I think that's one of the reasons that their mobile capabilities have also been well received, but I'd also highlight that when it comes to their mobile feature set, unlike generic mobile interfaces and browser connectivity that some other payroll software publishers use, Kronos Workforce Mobile provides native applications that are designed specifically for each platform.
Excellent points on self-service and mobile there, Chuck. Clearly, Kronos has some really positive things going for them right now with an even better roadmap for the future. But anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, a few things that may be helpful for prospective payroll software buyers. First, one of the areas that tends to fly under the radar that multinational or larger businesses assessing the Workforce Central payroll engine should know is that the Workforce Payroll is highly scalable. It's a multi-tier application, load balanced across web servers and database servers. And what this means is that the deployment and operation of the payroll system, together with Kronos' wider HR application, can accommodate very large payroll runs and batch processes. This flexibility also allows dovetailing with maintenance windows, distributed support systems, and failover. And by fully leveraging the Microsoft Stack services, such as Windows Server, Internet Information Server, and SQL Server, Workforce Payroll is able to deliver scalability coupled with efficiency. Second, and switching gears a bit, I also think it's important to note that even though Kronos' track record in the somewhat old school of workforce management speaks for itself, given the trend for unifying HR, payroll, and other business technologies, the company may need to work harder to demonstrate that its payroll and other solutions offer something more attuned to the modern workplace. The large customer base that exists has tremendous potential for the company to upsell and cross-sell its other solutions, but it is by no means a given. And finally, to help prospective customers self-identify with Kronos as far as vertical markets are concerned, the strongest sectors targeted by Kronos are retail, healthcare, government, hospitality, and manufacturing, all areas that have significant hourly workforces and deal heavily with contingent labor. Although they boast a great list of marquee clients like Starbucks, Best Buy, Costco, Yum Brands, and Staples, none of these go beyond those target markets, a fact that limits Kronos' wide-scale applicability, but does serve as a testament to how well suited the company's payroll and HR software is to these specific markets.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for those last few pointers, Chuck. And I think that actually might be a great place for us to end things today. So thanks for tuning in for our Kronos conversation. Be sure to join us next time as we continue our reviews of the top payroll solutions and our exploration of the nexus of payroll processes, payroll strategies, and technology.